One sees a holy war in his name, another sees himself destroy the world for his people, the third seeks a peaceful path and walks away. These characters aren't just facing destiny, they're shaped by it, trapped by it, or in some rare moments freed from it. This is a story about faith and the heroes who rise and fall because of it. Across myth, religion, and modern storytelling, the idea of fate appears again and again, whether in prophecy, divine will, or the eerie feeling that something was meant to happen. We're drawn to stories about people who seem trapped by their future. But what happens when a character knows what's coming? What happens when they try to escape or worse, commit? Visionaries and Prisoners, Paul and Eren. In Dune, Paul Atreides is more than just a noble heir. He's the product of a breeding program by the Bene Gesserit, a political pawn and a messianic figure in the making. His mind has been trained to perceive patterns, his body conditioned by ritual. His senses are expanded by the spice melange, which grants him the power to see into the future, something only the female members of the Bene Gesserit can do. He sees futures unfold like books already written. He sees a rise of a holy war in his name, his supporters slaughtering in his image. Paul is caught in a loop where resistance becomes fulfillment. The more he tries to prevent the myth, the more real it becomes. His curse is awareness, the ability to see what's coming paired with the inability to prevent it. Eren in Attack on Titan faces a different version of the same curse. Through the power of the founding Titan, he gains access not to prophecy, but to memory, specifically future memories. He doesn't dream the future, he remembers it. This is more than fatalism, it's temporal recursion. What looks like agency is really inertia, the future sending instructions to the past and the past mistaking them for choice. Eren sees himself destroying the world. He doesn't recoil, he walks straight into it, and in doing so, he ensures that the memory is preserved, closing the loop. Both Paul and Eren reveal a terrifying idea, that knowing the future doesn't protect you from tragedy, it becomes the engine of it. Even though both Paul and Eren have free will, their free will is limited by the choices that they have already made in the future. Islam, Dune, and the nature of Qadr. Frank Herbert's Dune borrows deeply from Islamic theology, not just in language but in worldview. The terms Mahdi, Jihad, and Nisan al-Ghaib are obvious, but more significantly, the novel meditates on the Islamic concept of Qadr, divine predestination. In Islam, Qadr means that everything is known and decreed by God, but paradoxically, humans are still morally responsible for their actions. It is not a deterministic trap, it is more like spiritual tension. You are not a machine, but your story is not a surprise to the divine. Paul embodies this tension perfectly. His visions offer clarity, but not control. The more he sees, the less he can change. But like Qadr, this does not absolve him of guilt. The foresight does not free him, it burdens him with knowledge he cannot unknow and actions he cannot morally justify. Paul's tragedy is not that he becomes a genocidal dictator, it's that he becomes one against his will and can never step down. The closed loop, memory is destiny. In Attack on Titan, fate isn't divine, it's deterministic. Time within the Titan power is not a line but a loop. By seeing the future, Eren loses the freedom to choose. He becomes the agent of events already set into motion. He drives his father to massacre the royal family. He watches his younger self suffer. He turns his friends into pawns, not out of malice but inevitability. The horror isn't that Eren changed, it's that he was never free to. The villain he becomes was always there, encoded in the memories he was doomed to inherit. But yet he is not empty. Eren still feels shame, still weeps, still begs forgiveness, even as he walks a path he cannot leave. But not all stories treat fate as a closed loop. Some portray it as an open door, one that you choose to walk through with your own free will and agency. In Macbeth, Shakespeare gives us a different kind of tragedy. The witches offer Macbeth a glimpse of the future. He will be king. But they provide no roadmap, no timing, and no instruction. What happens next is not inevitable, it's chosen. First, Macbeth considers letting fate take its course. Ambition takes over. He murders, lies, betrays, and descends into madness, all to force a prophecy that may have come true on its own. Here, fate is not a prison, it's a mirror. It reflects Macbeth's inner hunger and gives him the excuse to act on it. His downfall is not pre-written, it's self-authored.
All hail Macbeth, that shall be king hereafter.
Then there are stories where fate is not fulfilled or forced, but transcended. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, Aang is told to restore balance to the world, he must kill Fire Lord Ozai. That's what the Avatar has always done. That's the destiny everyone expects him to follow, including his own previous incarnations. But Aang refuses. He seeks a third path, one that honors his spiritual beliefs as an air nomad, which is even more important considering he's the only survivor of the air nomad genocide. He preserves life and still ends the war by removing Fire Lord Ozai's bending. Aang is not just rewriting fighting fate. He's refusing the moral compromise that prophecy demands. His resistance isn't denial, it's agency with his own free will. And his triumph is not just tactical, it's ethical. So, what if free will is a lie? Paul Atreides sees the future and becomes its prisoner. Eren Yeager walks a path already walked by himself. And even Macbeth, with a whisper of prophecy, rushes towards his doom like it was promised. In each one of these stories, fate isn't just a theme, it's a trap, a question with no clear answer. But then there's Aang, the one who says no, the one who looks at fate and chooses differently. He reminds us that seeing your path isn't the same as walking it, that destiny might pull but you don't have to follow. These characters don't just wrestle with prophecy or memory, they wrestle with responsibility, with guilt, and with agency. Because maybe free will isn't about whether the future is written, it's about how we face it. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like this video for more videos like this.